Hi there, this is Carrie from Stamp with CT. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Texas. And this morning, I have a guest with me again. My husband Dale is here, and he's going to help us with our card this morning.
They missed the wave.
Oh, he was waving, y'all. And Oliver, the crafty pup, he is also here. So we are very glad to have you join us. We'll wait just a minute to see if Facebook will send out some notifications. So as you hop on, I hope you'll say hello and let us know how you're doing. We have not talked about the weather in a while. I realize that it's starting to get pretty warm here in Texas. I think it's going to be in the upper 90s today. So if you are catching this part of the video, you may be catching the replay. We may start having some folks jump in with us. If you will please say hello, let us know how you're doing, and let us know how the weather is where you're from. Good morning, Joanne. I am able to watch comments on Dale's phone because he's going to be doing a lot of the quote work. We can't really call it work though, can we? He's going to be doing a lot of the crafting for me today. I'm having some trouble with my hand arthritis, and we wanted to color a super cute image. You want to show them the card, Dee?
Sure.
We are using the Zoo Crew suite today, and so we wanted to color with Stampin' Blends. There's just a little bit of a lag. I'll be able to tell you in just a minute. We wanted to color with Stampin' Blends today. So Dale is much better at that than I am. So that is our cute little card. And he's got the little raccoon holding some balloons that are brightly colored. And we're going to show you how we created this card. All right. You want to get started?
Sure.
Just kind of show us first. I've got the catalog open, Dee, where you can show the Zoo Crew suite of products and tell us what page they're on.
It's on starting on page 46. You have all the images in the suite collection, and then you have the paper, the ribbon, and the stamps and the dies that show what all the dies cut out.
Really, really cute. Lots of those dies coordinate with the stamps, and also, I bet, with the paper. We haven't tried that yet, though, have we? The Designer Series paper?
No, we haven't.
We haven't. Okay, so we've got some supplies out. So first, we'll start with the cute, cute Designer Series paper. And Dale, if you'll kind of flip through and show us both sides of that.
Well, the colored images are quite fun.
Yes, you've got black and white designs on one side, and then you've got a lot of the little critters, little characters. And these guys are talented. They sing karaoke, they juggle, they dance. They do anything else?
You got a warthog playing a banjo, a frog playing flute.
They play instruments.
A bear playing accordion.
It's cute.
So then
Super cute.
This is your black and white paper. Dots. Flowers.
There's one with stars and zigzags.
And then the stars that we're going to use here in a minute, and the squiggles we're going to use here in a minute.
Yeah, really, really cute paper. So, you know, be sure to check the B side of the paper. We kind of get sidetracked with the cuteness sometimes, but that black and white is always fun with a pop of color when you're crafting. So we've got the Zoo Crew, or Zany Zoo stamp set. It's a Zoo Crew suite collection. So lots of cute little images and cute sentiments. And then the dies that coordinate with that. So you can see, yeah, lots of dies, and they do coordinate with the stamps and paper.
Okay, and then we're going to use, from the Something Fancy suite, we're going to use the
from that bundle.
We're going to use these
little tags.
tags.
Yeah, this is a great die set. It carried over from our last mini catalog, and it is really versatile. We use them a lot, don't we?
Yes, we do.
And then you've also got some coloring tools here, don't you?
Oh, I got a few. Let me just... So I have the lemon lime twist color that's in the paper, the pumpkin pie, Azure Afternoon, and I have sweet sorbet because I just thought I like the soft red and how it goes.
You pull that one a lot. I don't think that's lemon lime twist marker, is it?
It may not be.
Yeah, I haven't bought those yet.
Okay, Parakeet Party.
Parakeet Party, but real similar in color. It's going to work just fine.
And then I have the gray granite and the basic black light and the color lifter.
Okay.
So that's
what we're going to do. I'm going to give you a little piece of grid paper. I don't think that's available anymore in our catalog, but when you're coloring with Stampin' Blends, these are alcohol markers, so you want to protect your work surface because they can bleed through your cardstock. That is normal. So you have already stamped and die cut your little image, haven't you?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Which that's not exactly how I would do it, but that's part of the fun of having Dale come in with us and craft with us sometimes. He does things differently, so you get to see a little bit different take on things. That would make it harder for me because it's smaller, but it works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And then that way, too, you know your Memento Tuxedo Black ink is nice and dry because you stamped this, yesterday?
Yes.
And have it ready. So just... now the hard part's going to be keeping your fingers out of the way so they can see what you're doing, right?
All right. So now we'll start with I'm going to start with the dark color first. I normally don't do that, but I'm going to start with the basic black light.
Okay.
And I'm going to kind of mark over his tail here.
So there's some shading built into the stamp set, isn't there?
And then I'm going to mark around his mask.
And this is real-time coloring, but sometimes it's nice to kind of see how to do this type of thing.
Okay, so now we got his mask on.
And Cheryl's joining us. Good morning, Cheryl.
And then, so the next one I want to start with the gray granite light.
Okay.
And I want to take the brush in, and I'm going to just kind of, let me see if I can turn it this way. Just kind of color in a lot of the body.
Okay. And Mary White's with us this morning. Good morning, Mary.
And just kind of get him colored in. I generally go from light to dark, but I started with dark first this time, and I did that on the one that we showed to begin with. And what I found out is once you color over the tail portion of him with the light color, it helps the alcohol to go fade into the paper, and so it lightens that color up on the black. Okay. On his tail.
So it's blending, isn't it?
It's blending.
Okay.
And then that's the reason why the bleed through, right?
And the moral of that story is you can do it however you want. I was always taught to start with the light color, but, do what works for you. You want to use a light touch when you're using the blends, don't you?
Yeah, I try to, what you're trying to do is kind of give him just put in the color in places where you want to emphasize some shadowing. And then like on the bottom of his tail here, so we're going to have it a little darker on the bottom of the tail.
Okay.
And just kind of, then on the back side of the tail, the other thing you ask about is doing the balloons. It's already got some marks on it, and so what I normally do on the balloons and stuff is to kind of mark them do them in a circle. And what you're trying to do is just kind of go around the edges in a kind of a circular motion. And that way the stroke of the marker leaves, and then I try to leave a little bit of white behind, so that it has that appearance of when I put the fine tip glue pen on it, it has the appearance that it's got shine to it and it's got lightness in it.
When you get done with that one, can you bring that close to the camera so they can kind of see what you're talking about?
I don't know.
Instead of coloring that in all the way, just lay it in the palm of your hand. There you go.
I don't know if they can see that.
I hope so. But it really does make it look shiny like a balloon. It gives almost that contour of the balloon as well.
So,
one of the things I struggle with when I'm coloring, I want to color it all the way in, but that's pretty neat to leave that little bit of white space. And you'll notice he just takes his time. But we do have the color lifter. If by chance you go out of the lines, there is a marker called the color lifter, and you can just run that tip of that over where you went out of the lines, and it helps to blend that out some to where it's not as noticeable.
this light green is not going to show up as well. Okay. And then what I did with this other card was flood this in with fine tip glue pen to give it that shininess on the balloons. And that takes about 12 to 14 hours to dry, so
completely.
so we'll have to do that at the end.
At the very end, and I didn't grab that fine tip glue. Okay, you want to hand me that grid paper, and I'll get that out of the way. Leave your little critter. I don't want to be in charge of him and lose him. Now we're going to bring in the paper trimmer, because we need to, I can take your blends though, right?
Yep.
Get them out of your way.
Sure.
Alrighty, I'm the assistant today. So now Dale's got the paper trimmer, and he is going to do some cutting of our card base. So we are starting with an 11 by 4 1/4 card base, and it is scored at 5 1/2.
Do we bone folder that?
You can go ahead and burnish it if you want to. Get it lined up nicely. Or bone folder it. And so now we're going to cut from one end, and it really doesn't matter which end, but that's going to become the front. We are going to cut 2 inches off the card front, because this is called a, what do we call it? Split front card. We struggled to find the name of this card. Reserve that piece because you're going to need it. Then we're going to cut off, let me do the math right quick, 1.5 inches.
Okay.
And that piece is going to be left over, so we can use it for something else. We'll set it aside. Alrighty, I think that's all of your cutting, right?
Yep.
You can put your trimmer
Back away.
back away.
Okay.
So I would use your bone folder again, get a nice crease. Make sure that that's cooperating. Okay. And then you have a piece of basic white that's 5 1/4 by 4 inches. Do you want to live on the edge, live dangerously? I know you like to.
Oh, I love to.
Let's go ahead and adhere it down, and we'll do the stamping once it's adhered down. Crazy, right? Ooh, that was a lot of glue.
It's blob, blob, and squiggle in the middle, right?
Not a dot.
Not a dot, yeah. Maybe I used a little too much glue.
Okay, just trying to make sure it doesn't get all over your fingers. That's the key, isn't it? I thought the train had already gone by, but I hear it again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, shall we keep going?
We're just going to keep building. So now we've got 2 pieces of lemon lime twist cardstock and 2 pieces of designer series paper. Now I went ahead and put the description in the description of the video, the measurements for you. But these are, the black piece is 4 1/4 by 2 inches. So that means our lemon lime twist is 4 inches by 1 3/4. So 2 pieces like that. And then our designer series paper is 3 3/4 by 1 1/2. So just a little pop of designer series paper this time. That gives us that nice color.
Give it that back rub.
And it helps tie in from the color that we used on the balloons. Got it?
I got it.
Okay.
Oh, got some glue on my finger.
Uh-oh.
That's always best, right?
Okay. All right. Just making sure that that bonds with the paper.
Okay.
So now you're assembling, aren't you?
Let's just keep on going.
Okay. It's a pretty quick little project once you get your coloring done, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you could always die cut one of the critters or fussy cut. You don't have to color if that's just not something that you love to do. I've also seen
Put that this
either way, whichever
that
way you want it. You decide.
Let's do it this way.
Okay. I've seen a lot of people stamping these little critters and then just coloring the balloons, so you don't have to color everything. There's a lot of detail in these stamps. This is a red rubber stamp set, which I really love. The cling mount, the red rubber, they have such nice detail built into the stamps. Get a nice crisp stamped image. And then of course the photopolymer, you can see through those and it's a little bit easier to line up, but there's benefits to both, isn't there?
Try not to get glue near the edges because that's where I'm going to pick it up at.
Keyword is try. That's what we try to do.
They always said when you say try, you've already admitted failure. So
No. There's no failure in crafting.
just a chance for embellishment, right?
An opportunity.
All right. So now we have.
Now he's ready for the little die cut piece that's going to connect those. And I always pick up the card and make sure that that bottom is lined up really well. Kind of tap it on the table. Just get that into place.
Okay.
And then we glued this down on our first project. But I think we're going to use dimensionals. What do you think? Or would you rather use some glue?
No, let's use dimensionals.
Okay.
We're going to double dimension this.
So when you do that, you want to put the dimensionals on the card base. There's some right here.
Okay.
I've got you. Got you all set up. So
All right.
you want to put it on the card base.
But I want to make sure that I got my plenty of room for my sentiment.
Okay.
So I want to shift it to the pretty close to the edge.
Okay. And you can even put that on the other side if you wanted to. It's up to you. You're going to stamp on the right this time? You can.
No.
No, you want to leave it alone? Okay.
Yeah, I've already started putting dimensionals down.
Okay. So by putting it on the card base versus that little die cut piece, we won't accidentally adhere the card together.
Oh, you
never done that before.
Oh, I say, stay tuned. Stay tuned.
No, we've got this. So just double checking the placement there. You good?
Yeah, I'm just trying to make sure I don't have them hanging over the edge.
Okay.
I'm pretty talented, you know.
I know. That's a lot of dimensionals.
Tara would say, my mom's a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and I can get some more.
You're making sure that that mechanism stays in place, aren't you?
Yep, that's the goal here.
Well, no judgment. We'll let you do, since you're creating the card, we'll let you do it your way. So this whole time, he's been holding that bottom piece in place with his left hand.
But I'll let it move.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, we'll just tap it back down and make sure it's in the right place again. Not a problem. I should have gotten the take your pick tool. That makes taking those dimensional backs off a lot easier.
Let's get all that tap back down. Everything in place.
Good morning, Teresa.
And let's
Silence.
yeah. I should have used them.
What?
The little dot of liquid glue on top of them so that I can have it.
It's okay.
I left a little bit of stickiness out there.
It's okay.
All right. Now let's do the same thing with the stamped image. Well, not stamped image, the
Colored image.
colored image. We'll use 6 or 8 on him too.
And you'll notice that there's a design on the back. So Dale was stamping. There's a stamp set called Supremely Awesome, and it's a little pizza guy. And he was stamping. So this is just a little scrap that he had. I could not figure out what that was, and it was part of a pizza.
Yep. I was trying to.
So with that thick basic white, it doesn't show through. There's no reason not to utilize that paper, right?
Well, I was just primarily trying to make sure that I got his colors and all. And then when he turned out so cute, you decided to use him. Excuse me. So now we'll flip that up. Oh.
First, you may want to try to get your spacing of where you're going to stamp. So if you want to bring that other card closer, Dale, we stamped the sentiment, but then we also stamped some little confetti. So that's really fun. When you open it, you can write your message at the top and sign at the bottom. And then it's got still that decoration on the inside. So we're going to bring some ink colors in. Oh, you're going to do it that way?
You know, I got him lined up on this line right here. So
Okay.
And so...
You want to stamp your greeting first. We're going to this time use As Your Afternoon. And what does that sentiment say?
It says, something great to celebrate you.
Something great to celebrate. And I see my friend Trisha is joining us. Good morning, Trisha. She's from Colorado. Okay, so you know where you're stamping your greeting. And we wanted to make it nice and colorful and pull the colors for the stamping from the balloon colors. You got it?
cut off the exclamation point.
It's okay. It's okay. It's harder stamping on camera, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Did you put your finger in the ink pad?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Well, you're not done stamping then, are you? Put this stamp over on the chamois. That's my little trick where it's self-cleaning, and then you're not going to put your finger on it. Ask me how I know that. And then he's bringing in, your colors are Sweet Sorbet
And lemon lime twist.
and Lemon Lime Twist to stamp the confetti. And I did stamp off
Okay.
the Sweet Sorbet, so it's a little bit lighter. And just kind of however you like it. You can stamp your confetti. And it just makes it fun and colorful. Who doesn't love confetti, right?
All right. We'll try that.
Do you want any lemon lime twist confetti or just?
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so be sure.
Oh, let's close up these ink markers.
Ink pads.
Mm-hmm.
I know you like to live on the edge, but not that much, right?
Right.
So you've got your stamp cleaned off. And lemon lime twist is light enough that you really don't have to stamp off for it. What's the matter?
I didn't get it stamped down good.
That's okay. Mary thinks this is a cute card.
Okay.
It's bright and fun, isn't it? Go ahead and close your ink pad. Making me just a tiny bit nervous. And if you'll put that over on the chamois, good job. Okay, so there's our two versions of the same card. If you'll bring the first one close where they can see the effect of the fine tip glue on the balloons, you want to show us how to do that? Is there some in the little cart right there? This is one of the things that Dale loves to use is the fine tip glue. And I don't use it terribly often. You want to show them that bottle?
Yeah. One of them's not working very well. You already know I grab it first.
Of course, that's the way that works. So there's a little pin that slides down from the cap of the glue because it's one that if you're not careful, you can get your bottle stopped up. So it's very important when you're using it. That's probably the biggest tip is make sure that you close it back right away.
Mm-hmm.
So it does take a good while to dry completely on your project. So we like to just set it aside.
Okay.
Once we're done with the project, that's when we would add the fine tip glue and then set it aside, let it dry really well. I don't think it really takes overnight, but a lot of times that's what we'll do is at the very end of the crafting session, we'll put the fine tip glue and then set it aside to dry really well.
You can see how I'm flooding in just over the balloons. And
oh, sorry, I thought your phone was off. Just completely covering those balloons.
then we'll cover his mask this time.
And I'll try to take a photo to catch the dimension that gives as well. It makes them shiny like balloons are, but it also gives a little bit of lift to it. So cute, Dee. Good job.
Thank you. No.
You got the lid back on?
No, not yet.
That's the fun part, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so that's our two projects. Our first one and then the one Dale created today. So really fun. Let's set those aside so that one can dry really well. And we're going to do a couple other things. We've got a couple of announcements. There's just two flyers there. First up, the new paper pumpkin kit was announced. And what is the name of it? Fun in the Sun, I think.
Fun in the Sun.
Fun in the Sun. And this is a card kit.
Accordion fold card.
Yeah. So it looks, the colors for the marketing tool here, absolutely gorgeous. So I'm sure that gives us a little clue. Looks like colors that you would really like, Dee.
Oh, yeah.
So if you are interested in this kit, you want to be sure and subscribe before the 10th of July. And I'll be posting some more information about this kit. But it just, on the 10th is when Paper Pumpkin ships out. So then we find out about the new kit. So this one is exciting. Fun in the Sun. It's got encouraging sentiments like hello and that type thing. And then we also have Designer Series paper sale. Everybody loves Designer Series paper, but it's even better when it's 15% off. And it is almost every paper in the new annual catalog. So brand new papers on sale. That's amazing. Love it.
I do too.
All right. And then we do have a winner of our prize from last week. So last week we had a chamois, and this is going to go out to Connie York. So thank you, Connie, for watching and for commenting. Appreciate that. If you would like to be entered for a chance to win the prize this week, which I went ahead and grabbed a bottle of Tombow liquid glue mono adhesive. It's one of our favorite adhesives. So I thought that would be a fun prize today. All you have to do to be entered for a chance to win is just send up a heart for Dale. If you loved his project, you loved his coloring, or you just loved his witty sense of humor, his living dangerously on the edge, send him up a heart. We appreciate his help today. I definitely do. And then you can also leave a comment. You can share the video, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. Either way, enters you for a chance to win. So we'll announce the winner next week for that. All right, I think that's it. We've got some work to do around the house today, so probably not a lot more crafting. But we'll go ahead and tell you goodbye, and we hope to see you again next week at 10 a.m. Talk to you soon.